Good morning, guys. So this morning I'm going to attempt, and I'm saying attempt because it really does depend on the energy. I get distracted easy, but I'm gonna attempt to do the zodiac signs. But before I do, I wanted to talk about something that I think is important. Because, you know, I get a lot of readings with people that are really just confused on where they are in their life. Excuse me. And the direction they need to go or direction they want to move. Good morning. And so before I get into the zodiac signs, or attempt to do the zodiac signs, I'll discuss I want to discuss something. I actually want to talk about something. So a lot of people struggle with their direction in life, and I get a lot of questions about, are they, you know, am I on the right path? Am I making the right choice? Am I doing this correctly? And, you know, stuff like that. And so I feel like the best way to answer that type of question is, how do you feel? See, a lot of people ignore their intuition, or they just don't understand it, and or you know, not really understanding how to tap in. How does that work? So I'll give you a little hint, a clue, because I can't tell you exactly how to do it, but I could tell you what I do and what works for me. So the way that we're set up is we all have like an inner compass, you know, and that compass is shown to us by how things feel. So let's say you have an idea and you want to go towards that idea. That idea feels great. Do you know what I mean? Like, everything about you says go toward it. But then as you start moving towards that thing, whatever it is, it could be a project, it could be a relationship, it could be a move, whatever it is. You can relate this to any topic. But the idea of it will feel really great. So that's your compass saying, yes, move forward, right? Keep going. But then as you journey on this path, things start to not work out. And then you get discouraged. And like, oh, okay, well, I thought this was for me. I thought I was doing the right thing. But your compass, you know, your inner compass is off. And so it's making you feel uncomfortable. And so what your inner compass, or your intuition, because that's really what your inner compass is, what your intuition is telling you is, yes, it felt great because it is a good idea. However, the plan that you mapped out isn't so good. Rewrite your plan. So as you're moving forward down this path, you're going to run into issues. If you're feeling uncomfortable, that's your compass saying, no, change course. So let's say an example would be, you're ready to start dating, okay? And then you meet somebody and they light up everything in you, all cylinders fired up. But then something happens and it starts getting uncomfortable. You're like, but this felt great. This is what my intuition told me to move towards. And that's true, but it doesn't necessarily mean that person, okay? Like, you want to move towards something that continues to make you feel good. And if something is not making you feel good, you're no longer on the right path. If you're feeling good, you're on the right path. If you're not feeling good, your compass is telling you change course. But a lot of people fight against the tide. You know, a lot of people fight against that intuition based off of the initial thought, the initial feeling. And so there's a resistance. And then when you don't change direction, it just starts to get worse. It starts to feel worse. The circumstances get worse. And then you get confused and you're like, well, I don't understand. It was feeling great, you know? So initially you were on the right path. So let's say you met somebody and that felt great. That's your inner compass telling you that it feels great because this is what it is that you're looking for. And as soon as that's not working out with one person, change course and continue to look for that same feeling that you initially had, even if that means you have to change plans. So with a lot of people, this discomfort that they feel inside, or this lack of direction, or what's another way to put it? Maybe not so much, well, lack of direction is a good way to put it, but just feeling uneasy or feeling like there's something different. It's because you need to be focused on what is feeling good in the moment. In the moment, and stay there. And as soon as that moment shifts, you have to catch it. It's like you have to catch it immediately and then change course. So it's the same thing with like a business plan or starting a business. The business itself is a great idea. And so you start planning it out and you start moving towards that. And then it starts, you know, it's feeling good. But then you write down in your business plan, you know, something new. And then you start working on that. That's not feeling good anymore because your inner guidance, your inner compass is saying, nah, stick to what it is that you were already doing. This isn't going to work out, you know? And if you pay attention to that, if you pay attention to those feelings, if you pay attention to that inner guidance, you cannot be led astray. But you have to have faith in that, you know? So, yeah, I don't know if that's making sense, but it's just questions that I get all the time. Why isn't this working out? You know, how can I get from here to there? And it truly is about really tapping into that inner part of yourself, you know? Yes, exactly, Arlene Doe. Be in tune with yourself. Exactly. Like a lot of people will stay in a bad relationship because initially it felt good. Once it doesn't feel good anymore, it's just doesn't feel good anymore, you know? You have to go through the motions of recovering and healing. But sometimes your path will change because you've learned everything that you've needed to learn from that in order for your soul's evolution, your soul's growth. So once you've learned the lesson of once you've learned what you've needed to learn, it's kind of time to move on. And when you don't move on, or when you struggle with moving on, sometimes it's because the lesson just wasn't learned. You know, it's like, stop touching that hot stove. You're going to burn yourself. And the baby just keeps touching the hot stove until they actually learn. That shit hurts, you know? Or like, think about an invisible fence on a farm with like cattle, you know, and you want to go and move in that direction. You're like, I see where I want to go, and I know that getting from here to there, if I just keep going that way, I'll get there. But then they reach the line and they can't see the electric fence. They can't see it. But every time they try to move past it, it hurts. It hurts because the universe is saying, go the other way. You can still get there. You just have to choose a different path in order to get there. Because if you keep going down this path, it's going to be painful. So it is possible to get to the place that you want to go if you follow your inner compass. You just have to trust that. And so, you know, I try to teach people that. It's the best way, I feel, personally, it's worked for me to live your life. And that's why you have an intuition. That's why you have it. You know, a lot of people think that, you know, we were just thrown to the wolves, you know. And I'll use myself as an example. And it was really hard for me to be in the place that I'm in right now. It was really difficult to get there because for myself personally, I didn't have the support that I needed, or that I thought I needed. And I'm saying that I thought I needed because clearly I didn't actually need it. I still got to where I want to be without it. It was just more difficult. But, you know, so for people like myself, I had to figure all of this out on my own. On my own. You know, and I went through many, many nights where I was up all night, racking my brain, crying myself to sleep, feeling lonely, feeling like nobody cared about me. But really, it was, I look at it more like a test from the universe. Like, sort of like, this was part of my mission coming here. I was supposed to lose everybody around me. That was part of the plan, because my best growth came from a very painful place. Every time, and it makes sense because I have a whole lot of Scorpio in my chart, and a Scorpio's best work is done in the dark. You know, Scorpios dive really, really deep emotionally. They dive super deep. They go to depths that people are very uncomfortable going. I'm one of those people. Oh, I'm glad I'm talking about it then, Arlene Doe. I hope this helps. But, so for myself, I go through really deep, deep transformations. And there was a point where I kept going through the same experience. Well, the energy was the same, different experiences, but the energy remained. So it was just as difficult. But I kept going through it until I learned from it. And now I don't experience that stuff anymore. You're a Leo? Yeah, well, this can resonate for anybody. But that's your sun sign, okay? Scorpio is not my sun sign. Actually, Libra is my sun sign. I just have a whole lot of Scorpio in my chart. It really just kind of rules my chart, because I have so much Scorpio there. But, you know, I do my best work in a really dark place. That's where I do my best thinking. At first, it's chaotic. At first, it's highly emotional. It's almost unbearable. But once I am finished beating the shit out of myself, really, I start to look at things from a different perspective. Because Scorpios have to go really, really deep. It's almost like to the abyss. You know, really deep down, in order to, it's like cleaning out a fish tank, but starting at the bottom, you know, and then working your way up. And then by the time you get to the top, everything is crystal clear. That's how Scorpios work. They have to dive really, really deep in order to clean out the gunk and then work from that place up. And then once they get back to a balanced place, everything is crystal clear to them. That's how I work. And that's how I operate. Like, that's how I move through things. And so, but I had to learn that by myself. There's other people that have to learn that with, so for myself, I had to lose everybody in order to get to that place. There's other people that actually need a group of people to get to that place. So everybody's journey is specific to their self, right? It's catered to their self. It's designed just for you. So however it is that you've got to get from here to there, you know, that's a personal journey. I'm just using myself as an example to kind of tell you how I get from here to there. Because when you're going through what I'll call a spiritual awakening, because that's what it is, but I think more and more people are becoming more familiar with the term. But there isn't just one spiritual awakening. That's the misconception. A lot of people are under the impression that once they go through a spiritual awakening, that's it, they're woke. That's not true. There's a lot to it. You can go through what they call the dark night of the soul. And that's, you know, where you're really shut down. You're shut down from everybody. You're in a really dark place and you're going through like this emotional turmoil. And it's necessary in order to go through that, because you have to be able to clean out all that junk. If you want to be on a spiritual path, or if you want to feel comfortable, I suppose, in the world that you're in, or if you want to feel like you're connected to yourself, like back in alignment, I suppose, you have to go through what's called Dark Night of the Soul. And it's sort of like, this is another analogy that I'll use. Hey, Linda. Another analogy that I'll use is like a boil. You know, they're very painful. It's very painful because it's full of all that gunk, you know, and it's causing pressure. And this is exactly how it is with like your emotions. You can get so full of all these painful emotions until you clean it out. And unless you clean it out, unless you do that deep dive and really get to the bottom of it and clean out all that gunk, it's just going to remain painful. It's going to keep coming back. Sometimes it spreads and you bring other people into your bullshit, and then they're damaged and they're harmed and they got to do some emotional cleaning because your toxicity triggered something in them and now they're feeling toxic. I mean, it's a mess. So if you take the time to go be by yourself and do that inner work and dig really deep to try to get that junk out, and really the best place to start with that is to ask yourself, where do I need to start? Like, just start asking the questions, why, where, what, you know? And the more you're serious about it, the more you're serious about doing that inner work, the more the answers will come to you. But at first, it's a very difficult and very uncomfortable process. It's very uncomfortable. There was a time in my life it would take me months before I could work through an issue that was really weighing on me. Now I can get through it pretty quickly because that's what I do. I'm not afraid to go to the bottom, to the depths of my own emotions in that very, very uncomfortable place. And it is incredibly uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. It's incredibly uncomfortable. But again, cleaning out a boil doesn't feel comfortable either. But once you clean out all that junk and kind of nurture it and patch it, bandage it, you know, kind of protect it so it can heal and then strengthen. You know, it's the same thing with your soul. Because when you're feeling uneasy inside, that's really your inner compass saying, hey, we need to recalibrate something. We need to change course. You got to change course. So a lot of people will book a reading with me not understanding why they feel so uncomfortable. Yeah, it's true. Healing yourself, yeah. And so yeah, you got to look at things like that. If your compass is off, if you're not heading in the right direction, or if there's something that needs to be healed, your inner self is gonna let you know. And it's gonna let you know through an emotion. You're gonna feel like shit until you focus on that thing and work through it. You know, another example too is like a lot of people will stay in a situation, in a relationship for years after I mean, it could be dead in the water, like nothing left, but they'll stay because they're uncomfortable with the idea of learning something new or going towards something new, even though their inner compass is saying, do it, do it, do it. They're so afraid. They're like, I don't want to. This is where I'm comfortable. This is what I know, you know, and it's just a fear. It's like they latch on. You know, people will latch on to things, and that is a trauma response. That's a lot of people who do that have abandonment issues. They're afraid of being alone. And when you're really that afraid of being alone, it can really hinder your progress in moving forward. You know, if you can't be comfortable alone and in your own skin, then you're not going to be able, and it doesn't matter how much potential you have, you just won't be able to get to the destination that you want to get to if you can't let go. You know, it's kind of like skydiving, you know, like you got all your gear on, you got the parachute, everything's double checked. But if you're hanging on to those bars, you know, I mean, and you get pushed out, but you're still hanging on, that's scary as shit. That's really scary. Let go. You know, that's where, because when you do let go, right? When you finally let go and you finally take the plunge to make a difference, and then you get to the ground, you know, after the jump, and you see that it wasn't so bad after all, then you feel liberated. You feel great. Then the next time you go, you're not going to be so reluctant. And it's the same thing. You know, your fears are a signal. Like when you have a fear of something, it's almost like your guides are saying, look at that. Look at it. Look at that fear. And the more you don't look at it, the more we're going to kick this fear up, and the more intense it's going to get, the more we're going to put things in your way to make you acknowledge that fear. And that fear will get more intense until you do something to conquer that fear. Because we all have a contract before we come in. We've all signed a contract, you know, an ethereal contract. You know, it's not a physical contract, but we've all signed a contract like, okay, so my soul needs to evolve. It needs to grow. It needs to expand for the experience. And so when I get to Earth, these are the things that I'm contracting myself to accomplish. Things that I did not accomplish in my previous life, but I'm given a second opportunity to do that in this life. And when you avoid that contract, your whole life is going to be putting you in scenarios that are going to kick up the emotions that create that fear until you can conquer it. And it'll continue to happen. It may happen in a different scenario. Let's say, you know, you're in one relationship that lasts 20 years and you finally are ready to let go because it's just, I mean, that person decided to leave. Then you have no choice but to leave. Then you find somebody else and you latch on to them until the wheels fall off of that. Same experience, different people. Same emotion, different people, until you learn. And a lot of our lessons really, truly have one main ingredient, one main component. I don't care who you are. It's about self-love. Truly, if you love yourself, you will challenge yourself. You will allow yourself to go through certain experiences like you would with your own children. You know, when your children are out there doing things that hurt them, you know that you're going to have to hurt their feelings in order for them to learn the lesson. You'll have to hurt their feelings in order for them to learn the lesson. This is exactly what Spirit is doing to you. Stop touching that stove. It's hot. You're gonna hurt yourself. Well, all right. Well, since you insist, this is a little dark, but you'll get it. We'll turn the burner on and place your hand there. And I'm gonna hold your hand there until you get it. Now you're blistered. Do you get it now? You're gonna have a scar there. But do you get it now? I bet you don't touch that stove again. I bet you'll change course next time. So this is kind of like what your inner compass is telling you. If you keep going this way, it's going to get worse. It's going to hurt. Let go and allow the universe to do its thing. Just roll with the tide. Whatever your compass is telling you, move toward it. And if you're not feeling anything and you're just at peace, then stay there. Be in the moment. Don't look at it like, oh my God, I don't feel anything. What's wrong? Good. Don't feel anything. That's a good place to be. But if it feels good, move toward it. If it feels bad, move away from it. That's exactly how Source works. Exactly. Oh, I like that, Orlando. So, now, with that said, and I've got all this energy built up, let's see if I can do these zodiac readings. Finally, it really just depends on the energy, if I'm able to kind of tap in or not. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't lately. I wish it were more consistent. That would help me a great deal. But I hope what I said made sense. Sometimes I can talk in circles, but I hope it made sense anyway, because that's really a big question from a lot of people, you know. Things just run their course. Once they run their course, just allow it to run its course. The lesson's been learned. The lesson has been learned. So, yeah. But anyway, so I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna go through the zodiac wheel. It may take me a little bit longer to tune in to a particular sign, because it really just depends on how grounded I'm feeling. But it may take me a minute to tune into a particular sign. But I'm gonna pull out my cards and get this popping. All right, so let me see. What are the last two? I think it's best for me to just move through the zodiac wheel, and just get through the wheel. And I'll start with go from beginning to end. And I'll start with Aries. Let me turn this air on. As soon as I want to read for fire signs, I start getting really hot. It's kind of funny, actually. All right, so Aries, let me start with you. Let me see if I can pick anything up for you, Aries. Let me find my pendulum. You know, because I get so distracted, sometimes it takes me a minute to ground myself and really tune into the energy. So just be patient with me. I thought I had my pendulum in here. I thought I did. Maybe I don't. Dang, that sucks. I have like this backpack that doesn't have any pockets. But when the video's done, I'll go back in and timestamp it with the zodiac sign, so you know where to locate your sign. You can fast forward. Dang, I really thought I had my pendulum. I don't. That kind of stinks. I really like it, but it's okay. I can work without it. All right. Aries. I heard unconditional love. Hold on. You know, it's one of those things that kind of tie into what I was just saying, actually. It's interesting. I think there are Aries that know that there's a situation that they're in that isn't good for them. But there's this unconditional love that they say they feel. And so I continue to go back, continue to take risks and chances, and that's what I feel. Like there's an unconditional, I heard unconditional attachment. That's kind of more dangerous, isn't it? When you're attached to something unconditionally instead of loving something unconditionally. It's a slippery thing. I'm hearing I can't help it. I can't help it. You know, for some of you Aries, I feel like you feel that somebody has like a spell on you, like you're enchanted. Because you can't shake a certain thing or a certain person. Yeah, like can't let go, having a hard time letting go of something. Aries, Aries, that really ties into what I was just talking about. Having a hard time letting something go. I also heard the gift of gab. Like somebody really knows how to talk to you to get what they want. All right, let's see what the cards say. Aries. And these are timeless. I don't put any time restrictions on these. I used to. I don't anymore. Six of Pentacles. Oh. You know, you might have a hard time saying no to somebody that you know isn't good for you. But you might have a hard time saying no to them I'm hearing sob story. You feel bad for them. I think that's the unconditional attachment. You feel bad for them. And so you feel like you're forever attached to this person because I'm hearing lack mindset. So somebody has a very lack mindset. And so you keep giving to this person because you feel bad for them. But they're not learning, are they? I'm hearing shelter them from the storm. Sheltering them from the storm. Sheltering them from anything bad. Because the love is unconditional too. But because of this, you're having a hard time releasing somebody because, there's the Tower. You're having a hard time releasing something that's not good for you because you feel bad. There's pity. It feels like a pity party. Like you pity them. Damn. That sucks. But it's weighing on you. I think you're finally reaching a place where, I mean, this has definitely become a burden. Huh. Ace of Swords at the bottom. Yeah, there's a conversation that's going to take place, and it's going to be a heated conversation. It's not going to go as you think. I mean, it's going to be a heated conversation, but I think even though you have this feeling towards them, I think you're finally going to stand up for yourself because you're exhausted at this point. You're tired. Yeah, let me get an oracle card. That's where I think you're at right now with it, Aries. You're exhausted. Right at the bottom of the deck, all that glitters. It's not what it seems like. What you thought was your happily ever after is not. Aries. Dang, nothing wants to come out. Somebody don't want to talk. Here we go. Clean it up. Can't make this shit up. Clean it up. Yeah, you're ready to clean this mess up. You're ready to close the door on it because it's weighing on you. You're tired of the emotional manipulation attached to this. You're tired of the unbalanced give and take. And I think you're tired of the excuses. They're getting old. That's what I'm hearing. They're getting old. Yeah, they're getting old. All right. Dang, Aries. You're going to do the right thing. And it's going to be tough. But this goes along with what I'm saying about that inner compass. You're finally paying attention to what your soul's guiding you toward. And sometimes your journey is yours alone. And sometimes for you to stay on your path, it's going to hurt somebody else's feelings. But it's up to them to get on their path. It's not up to you to put them on their path. But as long as you stay in your path, it'll feel good. So, okay. Taurus. Taurus. Taurus seems pretty happy. I'm hearing music. I'm not a particular song, but I'm hearing music and seeing dancing. But there may be an event where that's coming up, but this feels more like how you're feeling inside. Something to celebrate. There's something to celebrate, Taurus. What is it? I'm hearing all kind of stuff like, God's got a plan for me. God has my back. Feeling lucky. Weren't sure if something was going to work out, but now starting to see how it is. It's almost like walking down this dark path and then finally seeing the light. Like you knew that if you kept walking, you would see the light. And they're saying like that destination is more than what you thought it was going to be. Like you knew that it was going to feel good once you got there, but it's way better than what you even thought. And I'm hearing tenacity. It was your tenacity that got you there. It was your tenacity that got you there. I'm getting irritated. There's a dude that's just standing there fucking staring at me. Excuse my French. That's irritating as hell. Yeah, turn around. Ugh. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That makes me very uncomfortable. See, it threw me off. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna move. I don't like that shit at all. I'm just gonna move. I don't like being uncomfortable. Not at all. I'm gonna go somewhere where people are not gonna stare at my face. It makes me so uncomfortable. Sorry. Alright. So tenacity is what I'm hearing for you, Taurus. It's because of your tenacity. It's because of your tenacity. Yeah, I can't stand it, Jaylee. Aren't you a Libra too? Yeah. All right. So Taurus, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm seeing that scene from the movie White Men Can't Jump, where Rosie Perez, she wants to be on Jeopardy so bad, you know, and she's practicing, and you hear quahog, Q-U, you know what I mean? What is a quahog? Like, I remember that. But throughout that movie, you know, she kept talking about how being on that show was her destiny. Like, she knew she was going to get there, right? That was her destiny. And so I feel like this is what's going on with you, Taurus. It's almost like you've had this feeling like you know that you had to stay on this path. You had to do this thing. Even though you couldn't see the results of it yet, your tenacity is what brought you there. It's almost like a gift from the universe because you kept your faith regardless of what was going on around you. You didn't allow that to hinder you. So this is sort of like a reward from spirit. Okay, Taurus. That's good news, right? Like, I'm shuffling the deck and a card wanted to fly out and I had to kind of pack it back in. It was this one, 10 of Cups. That's the happily ever after, but I'll shuffle. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it took a long time to get there. The Knight of Pentacles. It took a long time to get there, but that's dedication. That's work. That's tenacity. Tenacity is a big word for you right now, Taurus. Can't make it up, y'all. The Ace of Cups. It's a brand new beginning. Your cup overfloweth. This is good, Taurus. I'm excited for you. Well, I'm excited for me too because it's my moon sign. Trust in your intuition with the High Priestess. What have I been saying? What have I been damn saying? Yeah. This is great. We can, Jaylee, let's link after I end this live. We sure can. Absolutely. But if you want, Jaylee, go to my website, right, and choose which reading it is that you're interested in, and then go to my Cash App, and you can just send it there, and I'll know which one it is just based off of what it is, and that's my Cash App right there. And then we'll definitely link. That's no problem. So now, get an oracle card for you, Taurus. Taurus. Chop wood. That means getting to work. This is the work that was put in. This is the work that was put in. You see on the other card that I pulled. Absolutely. Yeah, take your time, Jaylee. We get all day. So in the other card that I pulled for Aries, it was clean it up. Right? So it looks like this area, but a mess. Your area is cleaned up. Like you did that work. You did that work. You cleaned it up. It's like orbit. Dirty mouth. Clean it up. And it's bringing everything back into balance for you. Where you thought that at one point, you thought that you weren't going to get to your destination. But because you didn't give up, you're there. All right. Gemini, what's going on with you? You're tired. Okay, Gemini. Heavy workload. That's what I'm hearing for you, Gemini. Heavy workload. You know, I see a little frustration with you, Gemini. It's not as heavy as it was. You know, I feel like you're having a hard time dumping thoughts. I feel like you're having a hard time clearing your mind, Gemini. Your mind is really clouded right now. And it's exhausting you. I'm hearing a bath, like a spiritual bath. It would be a good idea. Even if you don't believe in that sort of thing, it would be a good idea to just soak in the tub. It should actually be a sacred practice for you. And I know that's going to sound weird, but taking a shower, taking a bath, and this could actually benefit all signs. But I feel like it should be a sacred practice for you. Because yes, we all know that we got to take a shower or a bath to keep our bodies clean. But we don't realize, or we forget, is that your aura is also being cleansed every time you take a shower or a bath. And so it should be considered a sacred practice in that way, where you're not just cleaning the physical body, but you're also cleaning your aura, which cleans up your energetic area, your space. I feel like something's clouding your vision. I'm hearing can't see the forest for the trees. I feel like there's a particular problem that you're trying to sift through in order to solve. I'm hearing moving through the chaos. You know, it's like there's a problem that you have in front of you, but it feels like the solution to this problem is muddied up. Like you have to I'm seeing like an ink spill where you have to try to clean the ink, and the more you try to wipe it and clean it, the more it smears and it makes a mess. It's almost like you know that underneath that ink spill is the solution to your issue. You're just having a hard time cleaning up that junk. That junk is really what your thoughts are, or this, it feels like a mental block. That's what it feels like, a mental block. It feels like a mental block because I feel like in order to clean up that mess, you have to tackle something you're kind of uncomfortable tackling. It almost feels like you're avoiding one thing but you need, give me a minute. It's hard to attach words to what I'm seeing and feeling. Hold on. It almost feels like getting lost in a mess, you know? It's sort of like quicksand. The more you move, the more you sift, the deeper you sink. Or the faster you sink. It almost feels like you're supposed to just let it rest for a minute so you can slow down that feeling of being sucked in or pulled down. Because I feel like if you don't allow yourself to rest, the mess is going to get bigger and you're going to get, and it's going to turn into panic. Almost like a panic mode. Like time restraints, pressure. You feel a lot of pressure right now, Gemini. I feel a lot of pressure on you. I feel a lot of pressure on you right now. But it's almost like you're trying to ignore it. Like, not necessarily ignore it, but where there's pressure, I feel like you're tired, so you don't want to pay attention to it because it's going to exhaust you more, or it's going to feel more taxing, or the weight of it. That's how it feels. Let's see, Gemini. Your energy's kind of... Ten of Swords. There it is. It's ending something painful. I'm hearing final stages. Final stages of something is painful. Cleaning up this mess has been painful. Good morning, Heather. I'm well. How are you? Excuse me. Sorry. I feel like I'm so rude when I cough. Even though I can't help it. I feel like I'm being rude. Gemini. I feel like you're distracted. You know, because every time I try to pull a card for you, I have to keep bringing my attention back to my shuffling. I feel like you're distracted too. You need to get rid of your distractions. It's part of what's weighing on you. It's painful. I feel like there's a conclusion to a painful situation. But the conclusion has been muddied up. It's been toxic. But it's been muddied. I'm also hearing the mess is too big to clean up. Which is why when I see the ink, when you're trying to wipe up the ink spill, it just keeps smearing and spreading. Like it's almost impossible to clean this ink up. Yeah. But I feel like spending a lot of time alone because some of you, and this is just for some of you, may have gotten into this position because of gossip. And others of you are finally hearing the call from your guides. And so taking that time to go within, search for answers, even enlightenment on a situation. Yeah, you're being enlightened, I think. Or the path is being lit up for you. Once you're able to release this painful or work through whatever it is that's causing this pain. And I feel like it was painful, but I think it was more like mental, something that you're committed to. There's like a mental torment that's caused a lot of heartache, or heartache that's caused the mental torment. That can go either way, actually. That's interesting. I'm hearing that song, Someone Please Call 911, from Mary J. Blige and Wyclef. He didn't care, he didn't wonder. Those are the lyrics in the song. Like, I feel like that's how you're feeling. Like somebody just didn't take you into consideration, or your emotions, well, because I'll tell you why you relate to these, Arlindo, is because everybody's birth chart has every sign placed somewhere in it. So each house represent a certain aspect of your life on the zodiac wheel, and there's a zodiac sign that'll sit in each one of those houses. So, you know, you may have Taurus in a particular house where that rules that part of your life. And so I don't know if that makes sense, but you have every sign in your chart, so it's possible to relate to all of them. All right, so Gemini, I lost my train of thought. Dang, Gemini, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was saying, but I'm still gonna get you some advice from the Oracle. Seeing things for what they are. All that glitters came out again. Oh, you're welcome. All that glitters came out again for you, Gemini. Yeah, you know you have to leave something in the past. It's not what it seemed, and that's causing pain. But it's finally seeing past the mess that you couldn't clean up. Chaos and conflict right at the bottom. Some of you could be just, conflicted with yourself, but others of you, it could be conflicted on something that you're doing and other people, however the conflict resonates. That's what I'm getting for you. Dang, Gemini. All right. I got to burn a new incense. Whenever that runs out, I start to feel a little less connected. So the next sign is Cancer. Yeah, Cancer comes after Gemini, I believe. Yeah. And then after Cancer is Leo. All right. Fully right. Got my mini burner. And understand also that if your sign doesn't resonate now, doesn't mean that it won't. This could be stuff that's coming up. Okay, Cancer. Cancers feel kind of happy. Let's see. Cancer. Lesson learned. Oh, I heard that loud. You know, Cancers, I think you're finally starting to learn lessons and put them into practice. Because learning a lesson is one thing, but putting it into practice is a totally different thing. That takes courage. That's what I feel. I feel like you're finally starting to recognize your own courage. Cancer. It's like you're starting to recognize the strength you embody. The actual strength that you have. The actual strength that you embody. And embracing that. Because I feel like there was a time where you didn't see your own strength. Which is why you gave so much of yourself to other people. But now you're starting to see it. And now you're starting to use it. Yeah, it's like I hear you saying, F that, I want to be happy. This is what makes me happy. That don't make me happy. That brings me stress. I don't want anything to do with it. I want to go towards what makes me happy. Hell with the stress. That's where you're at, Cancer. Let go, let God. That's what I heard. I'm proud of you, Cancer, because this is hard for you. Because I feel like this even involves family. And that's really hard for Cancers, to be able to release their attachment to family, to release their attachment to people, lovers, whatever. That's hard for Cancer. But I feel like you're like, it's about me right now. It's about me. Like, I feel like you're trying to save your own self. This is big for you, Cancer. I feel like this energy feels big. Yeah, you're putting yourself first. Good, I'm proud of you. You're determined. There's a determination with you, Cancer. There's a determination. You're determined. You're determined to be treated right. You're determined to be treated fairly. You're determined about this. You know, I think it's because you see other people insisting on this in their life, and I think this is what's giving you drive, because you're like, hey, yeah, why am I not doing that? You know, it's really giving you a lot of drive and passion. Like, you're not going to tolerate things that you've tolerated in the past. Good for you, Cancer. Okay, let's see. Let's see what comes up. Cancer. Again, hearing the call. Yeah, there's a lot of drive with this. Queen of Cups. There you are, Cancer. There you are. And that's Cancer. And look at how she's sitting. You know? She's sitting like... I also heard using your voice. Finally using your voice. You're using your voice, Cancer. Like, yeah. Ace of Pentacles. Planting seeds. You're planting seeds moving forward. It's like knowing how to grow a harvest and putting the work in and not relying on other people. See, Cancers, you show up for people. You show up for your family, especially. You show up for the people that you love. And you can't understand how these people cannot show up for you. And so now I think you've just reached this point where you're like, well, you know, I keep saying family. Cancers are just very family oriented. But you don't necessarily have to be going through this with family, okay? But I feel like you're planting seeds anyway moving forward, because you want to build this harvest. I'm hearing legacy. But these people have been in your way. And so, yeah, you're cleaning up shop. Good for you, Cancer. Good. You're cleaning up shop because you're over it. I think you're just over it. I'm hearing that song, Me, Myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. That's all I got in the end. Yeah, you're just dependent on yourself right now. You know, Cancer, I feel like even if you have people around you that support you, this is still your mindset. Because you know what's best for you. And it doesn't mean that other people around you don't have great ideas or whatever that is. But I feel like it's like this is something you want to do on your own. Co-create. That's what you're doing. Co-create. And what came out, see, I picked up 2 cards by accident. And on the other side was Treasure Island. You're planting seeds. You're planting seeds. And I feel like you're co-creating with the universe. Not necessarily. Oh, that's so interesting. You're co-creating with the universe, not necessarily with other people. And I said you're planting seeds for this harvest. Like there's something about you that you want to create. Or something about you that you want to accomplish. And it's so interesting. Look, on this co-create card, you see the cheetah and the owl, but then look, you see the egg? It's almost like combining 2 different worlds. No, it's a bad analogy. Not 2 different worlds. Got it. Making the impossible possible. Making the impossible possible. Because to you, at some point, it just may seem like an impossible feat, an impossible task. But I feel like you're diligent with this. And I feel like you're using your voice to get there. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Magic. Yeah, straight magic. Good for you, Cancer. Good for you. See? A change in the wind. Yeah, you're switching shit up. You're changing things about yourself. Look at the bottom of the deck. You're blessed. Blessed. Good for you. Bringing balance back in. 22 is the number on this card. Good for you, Cancer. All right. Leo. Leo the lion. What you got going on? Oh, no, Leo, woe is me. No. Don't do that. Hold on. Leo, are you feeling unseen? I think Leos are feeling unseen. I'm hearing I'm the life of the party. What happened? I feel like people are not giving Leos as much attention as they used to. And Leos are feeling like, what the heck? What the heck? Like I'm the main attraction. Leo. Leos are funny. I'm the main attraction. What the heck? Leo. What's going on? You know, some of you Leos might be feeling left out. And you don't understand it. The gift. Oh, Leos are the gift? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. There's such a delay. I don't know what that was in relation to. But Leo, why are you feeling left out? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it, Arlindo, you're right. Leo. That's kind of sad. It almost feels like there's a sort of shame behind this. Or maybe a reluctance to admit it, of what this is. Oh, I'll give it to you straight, no chaser, don't you worry about that. I have a spiritual duty to uphold. I have to. I know you might hear all that engine roaring. They're still doing the monster trucks here this weekend. I'm sitting on the beach. They're prepping for tonight's show. So, excuse the background noise. Leo, I feel like you're distracted because I'm getting distracted. You're hard to tap into right now, Leo. Give me a second. I feel like you're being I feel like you feel like you're being forced to do something you don't want to do. There's almost a reluctance there. And it also feels like something that has to do with yourself, like inner work, or something you're being forced to look at. You don't want to do it. It's almost like you're looking at yourself like, I don't want to be the reason this isn't working out. But all things are pointing to you. And it's almost like you have to look at it like, shit, maybe it is me. And that's really uncomfortable for you. It's really uncomfortable for you, Leo. Taking accountability. So uncomfortable. It's definitely uncomfortable for a Leo because Leos look at themselves like the leaders. The leader of their pride, the leader of their pack. And when the leader is doing something off or something that they have to take accountability for, that's really uncomfortable. It's like somebody telling the king, the ruler, you're doing this wrong. And the king is like, excuse me? Who are you talking to? Don't you know who I am? It's like that. So this is uncomfortable. Some Leos are more evolved than others and can understand that and accept it and work with it. But there's other Leos that are low vibrational and have a really hard time. Looking at themselves because of their pride, their ego. They have a really hard time at looking at themselves as the problem. I wouldn't be surprised if the Five of Wands card came out for conflict. This could cause conflict, Leo. This could cause conflict with other people. If you refuse to see things from other people's perspective, it's totally going to cause conflict in your life. It doesn't have to be a big deal. If you can accept that there are things that need to be changed within yourself, this is good. And I'm hearing transition. There could be a transition. This transition would be a lot easier. But there's a reluctance here. Like I said, I would not be surprised if the Five of Wands came out because of that. Six of Swords. Might as well be the Five of damn Wands. Six of Swords. This is moving on from feeling defeated. Yep. Moving past it. Death. Death to the ego. An end to something that's not working out. But there's also transformation with death. There's transformation that needs to take place, and there's a reluctance with you. Or there was. And you're moving past that now. Some Leos are past it, some are not. It's interesting. That's interesting. One more for Leo. The world, the end of a karmic cycle. Yeah. As uncomfortable as this transition was or is, it's the end of the cycle. It's the end of that cycle. Like you're finally ending a cycle that just wasn't healthy, or you need to. So that's the energy surrounding it. Let's get an oracle card. Leo, Leo. You passed it. Yeah. Well, I could kind of tell that that was probably, yeah, look, Ian, bringing balance back in, another 2. Some of you are getting the message. Look at this bottle, right? If you look close, that's a telephone inside of a bottle. The bottle's halfway underwater, halfway above, right? So the communication that you're receiving, some of you have already received it and are moving past it, which is why you're above water, that part of you, right? But then there's others that are still in the underneath because they're not hearing the call. You can't hear the call underwater. You hear better when you're above water, you see? It's hard to hear that phone ringing when you're underwater. But there's a message. Your spirits are screaming out to you. Your spirit guides are screaming out to you to make changes. All right, Leo, I hope that made sense. All right, Virgo. Virgo, Virgo. Virgo. Virgo, I feel like there's something that you're working on. You're welcome. I feel like there's something that you're working on, Virgo. And I'm hearing that song from Nas. It's an old song. I know I can be where I want to be if I work hard at it. I feel a determination with you, Virgo. I feel like you're not going to settle. You're not going to settle. I think there's something that you're willing to put the work in now that you were reluctant to put the work in before. And maybe this reluctance came from, the reluctance I feel came from a place of, could be insecurity, or not believing in yourself. But I feel like that's changing for you, Virgo. It's like you're having, it's like you're gaining more confidence in this thing. It's like you're gaining more confidence, Virgo. So I feel like, God damn it. People, man, they flock, you know what I mean? Somebody just pulled up right next to me of all the empty spaces right here, of course. Don't look in my car. Mind your business. Thank you. Sorry. I get really annoyed very easy with nosy people. Anyway, but Virgo, I feel like you're finally gaining the confidence to do something, to move forward with something. And I feel like this is something that you didn't believe in yourself before, but now you do. Like you didn't think you would be able to accomplish this, but now you're seeing it differently. Big things, Virgo. That's what I keep hearing. Big things, big moves. A project you're working on. You know, Virgo, I feel like you faced a lot of adversity. The opinions of others, too, could possibly have been a reason why you didn't take something on, or a reason why you didn't believe in yourself. I feel like this has a lot to do with your self-esteem. But I feel like wherever you're at, nobody can take credit for it. Whatever this is, nobody can take credit for this. And I think at one point, you weren't giving yourself the credit that you deserved. Like, whatever this is a big deal. Like, for your growth, this is a big deal. It's almost like other people around you could see your growth, but you couldn't. Or see the change in you, or change, I don't know what this is. It's almost like you're finally seeing yourself in a different way, which is boosting your confidence. And by boosting your confidence, it's allowing you to move forward on a project. It's allowing you to accomplish things that you've set your mind to, and not allowing other people to hinder your progress. You're finally at this place where you're grounded enough and confident enough to see this through, whatever this is. It's like you're finally there, like the fog is cleared, the smoke is lifted. Clear-minded, sharp. I'm hearing sharp. Sharp. All right, Virgo. Whoa, that came out. Temperance. The solution. Finding the solution, bringing balance back in. Absolutely. And the confidence. Look at the confidence. Yeah. Lines up. Definitely lines up. I can't make this up. But you had to do a lot of inner healing to get to this place. There was a lot of inner work that you had to do. Queen of Swords. Some of you might be on the cusp of Virgo and Libra. But this is also determination. Sharp. Remember I said sharp? Look, the sword is sharp. The Queen of Swords, her thoughts are very sharp. They're very methodical. They're very, they're clean. They're not attached to an emotion. They're logical. And the Queen has been through a lot of shit. The Queen of Swords is where she's at right now because she had to heal from a lot of trauma, which put her in the position, this is a very powerful position. The Queen of Swords sits in a very powerful position. So you're at, Virgo. Good. It's an abundant time for you. Ten of Cups. That's it. Trusting your intuition. Yeah. This is an abundant time for you. Mind your business. Nosy. Sorry. I mean, he took time to sit there, turn around, and look in my car. He was looking dead at me. I can't take it. Sorry. Anyway, Virgo. I mean, what do I expect? I'm sitting in public, right? I really need to knock it off. But anyway, Virgo. Sorry. Brand new things coming for you, Virgo. This is good for you. I'm looking at you. Sorry. Shit. I might need to find a new spot to do this, because I can't keep getting mad at people for being human, you know what I mean? But I just can't understand the nosy. I'm in my vehicle. It's like somebody going to your house and peeking through your windows. Just because it's sitting there doesn't mean it's available to you. Get out, go away. Virgo. Sorry. Oh, wait. All right. To the sea. This kind of reminds me of like a solo journey, being alone and feeling like shitty about it, you know, like really so caught up in the emotion, like drowning in the emotion, right? but it came out in reverse. It fell, but it landed in reverse. So I feel like it's like you're letting that go. Letting it go. Yeah, you're letting it go. Virgo. Chop wood. Yeah, this is the project. This is the thing you're working on. What'd I say? God damn it. God damn it. Regeneration. Regeneration. Yeah, this is, it's like, what did I hear? New me, who this? That's funny. All right, Libra. Libra. I think my insight went out. Yeah, I can always tell. I can tell because my connection starts to fade. And my incense isn't burning as long because I cut them so they can fit in my mini burner. Alright. I'll timestamp it all when it's done. Because I gotta upload it to YouTube too. I wonder if I should edit the video and cut out all those parts. I'm calling people nosy. Probably should. I don't care. Mind your business. Mind your business. Get out my face. Alright. Libra. Ooh, I gotta be quiet for this one. Hold on. Libra. Libra's quiet. They don't want to talk. Okay. Libra. Reluctant. What are you reluctant about? You know, Libra, I don't know what it's about. But it's like I could see you being stubborn. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Oh, what don't you want to do, Libra? Ooh, face the truth? Okay. There's some you don't want to face the truth about. It's hard. It hurts. It sucks. Like I'm hearing all of that. It's like you're walking through a haunted house. You're halfway through and you're like, I don't want to go any further. Well, which way you gonna go? You're either gonna keep going or you're gonna go backwards. Either way, it's scary. Either way, you're halfway there. Like part of you wants to go back the other way and dip. Like just get the fuck, run backwards, back to where you came from. But then there's another part of you that's like, God, it's almost over. If I could just get to the other side, get out of this. It's like you're on the second floor in a haunted house. Either way you go, it's going to be scary as shit. So it's either pick a new path or stick to an old one. That's your choice, Leo. Libra. Leo. Ooh, why did I say Leo? Interesting. Could be dealing with a Leo. Libra. I'm hearing that song, Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls, from TLC. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. I think that's what you want. But I think your guides are like, no. Nope, you've already done that. You've been there. You've learned from that. Move on. There's something that's made you mad or making you mad or something like that, and I hear you yelling, like getting up. All right, lesson learned. Lesson learned. Something might happen. See, if you refuse to budge in your own growth, in your own process, something is going to force you in that direction. Yeah. Because I can see you losing it. You're like, that's it. I've had enough. F this. You know? Like, Libra, you're really tough right now. I feel like, guarded. Oh, guarded. Guarded. Definitely heard guarded. But I also feel like it also feels like not knowing what to do. Oh, Libra. Okay, now I can see why you were reluctant to say anything. I feel like this is so... whatever this is, it feels like it's heavy enough to actually drop you to your knee. Like, like a surrender. That's what it is. Feels like surrendering. Surrendering. Surrendering to your journey, surrendering to your spiritual path, listening to your intuition. But I feel like it hasn't been easy. Like you fought this. You fought that. You didn't want to believe. You didn't want to believe, but your guides were leading you, like where your guides were leading you, your intuition. You didn't want to believe that. It kind of feels like everything around you is just crashing down. But I also heard it's because you wouldn't listen. This is a tough pill to swallow, Libra. I feel like this is a really tough pill to swallow for you right now. I feel like you're going through it. And if this isn't going on now, it could be coming up. I feel like you were reluctant to take a certain path. And it's almost like God had to take you, shake you, sit you down, like, look, I'm talking to you. You gotta fucking listen. Stubborn. Stubborn. Oh, Libra's being stubborn. And that's interesting because Libra's, you're the scales. You're the scales. It's because you were adamant, feeling like you knew better. You were adamant about whatever this is. You felt like you knew better and you were adamant about it. And now it's not working the way you thought it was going to. And so now you're just stubborn. You're being stubborn. But we all learn. We all learn. We either learn the easy way or the hard way. And I feel like you're kind of, because of your stubbornness, you're learning the hard way right now. I'm hearing let go, Elsa. Let go. That's what I'm hearing. Let it go. Libra. Again, hearing the call. Ah, that came out for 3 signs now. The other 3rd. And stop listening to gossip. Stop listening to gossip. You know, Libra, I feel like you could have people in your surroundings that feel like they know what's best for you, and they don't. But you've been listening. Ooh. And now it's causing anxiety and fear. Your reluctance, your stubbornness is because of fear. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, in reverse. Stubborn. Stubborn. You know, yep, sticking to the rivers and the lakes that you used to, holding on to something. Spirit's like, let it fucking go. And you won't. And you won't. And because you won't, oh, they're turning the heat up. Your guides are going to turn the fucking heat up until you let go. You know, devil, right at the bottom. Unhealthy attachment. That's what that means. This is an unhealthy attachment. It's unhealthy. It's not healthy. What you're clinging to, what you're attaching to, it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And it's holding you back. And until you learn to release, you know, a building could be burning, right? And you know that you have more of a chance of saving your own life by jumping out the window. Whether you stay inside that burning building or jump out the window, either way, it's going to be painful. Except staying inside the building where you should be releasing yourself from, leaving to save your own fucking life. It's like being more comfortable in that space because you're on solid ground, right? Even though the heat is turned up and it's hurting, it's burning you. See you on the ledge of the building, hanging on like this, dangling from outside the window. Don't want to jump. Your feet's not touching anything, and so it's scary. You're like, I don't want to jump. I could die if I jump. Well, you could die if you stay in the building too, you know? It's like you're trying to stick to what it is that you know, and it's almost like spirits coming over and peeling your fingers off the windowsill. Like, trust us. Just let go. You might break an ankle, but damn it, you'll live. So it's gonna hurt either way. But if you choose this way, it's gonna be less painful. Yeah, spirit's like, let go. You gotta let go of something. Libra. Three cards came out. What's at the bottom? Blessed. See, you gotta trust in spirit. You're blessed. You are blessed. But you're not gonna see that blessing unless you give up. If you release control over this. Higher power. See? Spirit has their hands all over it, what I say. To be fair. Libra, hello, are you in this card? See the scales? You hear me, Libra? A change in the wind. I can't make this stuff up. It's like carrying what's left of your dignity and pride on your back and moving forward. And Spirit's coming in. If you want a balanced life, if you want a balanced situation, listen to us, damn it. Let go. But there's a fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown and attaching yourself to something or a place or whatever you know it's no good for you. Ooh, talk about lessons. Damn, Libra. Alright, Scorpio. Excuse me. Scorpio. I can't believe it's not butter. What? Fabio. It's the really I can't believe is what's standing out to me. Like, you can't believe this. You can't believe it. You can't believe something. What can't you believe, Scorpio? I'm hearing that song finally. Finally, it's happening to me right in front of my face, and I can't deny it. Give me a second. Oh my god, that's annoying. Okay, Scorpio. somebody might be coming into your world to make you feel special. Special. And I'm hearing you say finally, like you've been waiting on this. It's something that would make you happy. It's something that excites you. It's something that you've been waiting on. But then there's reluctance. You don't know if you can trust it. You don't know if you can trust it. You're in two minds of this. Whatever this is, Scorpio, you're in two minds. One part of you would be really happy and excited. The other part of you is like, fuck that, I've come too far. But yeah, you're scared. Whatever this is, Scorpio, it's worrying you. The failure of it not working. Or afraid of pouring and dumping so much into it for it to be shit on. You're worried about that. My guides are funny. They're so they're so dramatic. I'm hearing stop the press. It's so dramatic. They're funny though. Stop the press. The press, right? It's the news that was printed on a newspaper, right? Or stop the press is like what do you call it? Like Anchor's news channel. Like stop. Oh, what is this, Scorpio? Damn. Okay, I feel like there's a little reluctance with you, Scorpio, because I feel like you're trying to be private right now. I feel like there's certain things that's going on in your world that you're working on, and you're trying to protect it and keep it safe so nothing can fuck it up. So although this thing would excite you and make you happy, I think there's a part of you that's afraid that if you allow this thing in, it's gonna fuck up what you're working on, and you can't do that. Like this is really big. This is really important to you. I'm hearing it's your livelihood. But I think something is going to stop you in your tracks. I think something is going to stop you dead in your tracks. I'm hearing take you aback. That's what I'm hearing. You have plans for success. Like you're planning something. And I feel like you might get exciting news about this thing that you're working on too. And you don't want anything coming in and fucking it up. Yeah, alright. You're kind of hard to tap into, Scorpio. I think you're being private. Which is fine. I respect that. Alright, Scorpio. Interesting. Alright, bottom of the deck, Six of Swords, moving out of choppy water. It's It's always going to boil down to emotions for Scorpio. They can't help it. All right. Oh, give me a second. I've never noticed that. This man sitting here, he's got blood in his hands. Actually, I don't think that's blood. Well, not the way it's supposed to be standing out to me anyway. Look at the Justice card. You see the pomegranate? And it's got like a hole or something bit out of it. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway. I think you're finally coming back into balance. Holy shit. I didn't notice that either. Wow, her hand? Look at her hand. It's, can you see it? It's not even a hand. It's the bone. It's the flesh. Like the flesh has been torn off. Oh, that is blood in his hand. Interesting. This balance being brought back in because think about biting the hand that feeds you, biting off more than you can chew. This person took from this hand, has blood on their hands. Wow. And you're moving on from it. You're moving on from it. You're moving on from it. Like, I feel like, oh, yeah, see? Right above her head is the wheel. That's the wheel of fortune. And then justice, bringing balance back in. The wheel has to keep turning. It's duality. The black and white posts. There's duality. Opposition. Light versus dark. It's interesting how I'm seeing this card right now. The side of the card where her hand was, it wasn't necessarily severed, but all the meat was picked off, right? That side of her hand holding the pomegranate that's bit. This is a very sacred fruit in spirituality. It's a very abundant fruit. Very nurturing, right? The side that was damaged also has the dark post. The side that's holding the scales of justice has the light post. Right above is the wheel. The wheel will keep turning in order to keep these scales balanced. The wreath represents regeneration. In back of her, there's mountains. That's the conflict. That's the struggle. That's the hurdle. Like hurdles. You know, Scorpio, I feel like you're finally getting justice for some bullshit that you went through. That's what I feel like. Balance is being brought back in. Like your guides are here. Your guides are hearing you. Look at your guides showing up in the chariot. It's also interesting. This chariot only has one horse. Every other tarot deck, as a matter of fact, let me see if I can find the chariot in this one. Every other tarot deck that I've ever seen has two. And the horses or the lions, whatever animal they choose to use, is white and black. Or they're opposite, same animal, opposite colors, you know? Duality, again. Why am I shuffling? Let me look for that chariot card so I can show you. Because there's something about that that I want to explain to you. It's interesting. This is very interesting. Scorpio, I'm very intrigued by your message. There it is. Alright. See? The chariot. Two horses. One's white, one's black. Just like in the Justice card, right? This chariot that came out for you only has one horse pulling this chariot. This one has two. This turned from... It's like this journey that you're on turned solo. Really quick. And the reason it turned solo, you have to understand, with the chariot, with the two horses, if these horses are not working together, that chariot can't move forward. If one horse is going left and the other one's going right, it's just going to stop. It's not going to work. They have to be in tandem with each other. They have to be in cooperation with each other in order to move that chariot forward. And if that chariot can't move forward, one of those horses have to go. Because it's imperative. It's important. God, I'm getting hot all of a sudden. It's important that that chariot keep moving. The horse that was released from this chariot is also the horse that bit off more than they could chew. Look at this Page of Swords. Look how tiny that page is, but that sword. Whew, that big old sword. And here they are, sitting there, healing their wounds, because they also were wounded when they tried to bite off more than they could chew. They got hurt. And now they're healing. And they're sitting there, and they got all these cups around them, and they're not interested in any of them. They're not focused there at all. Now, this person's going within. They weren't before, offering their cup everywhere. Their cup ain't filled. They don't feel fulfilled anywhere. So they bit off more than they could chew. But it's causing growth within them. This is going to make them grow. They're going to learn a lot from this. So there's also a lot of compassion that needs to be had with that, for sure. Wow. Dang, Scorpio. That was really interesting. I usually don't get pulled in like that. But when I do, I like it. Scorpio. It's interesting, Scorpio. Serendipity. Serendipity. Finally feeling grounded. Look at all the green. It's so funny, you know, Scorpio's a water sign, you know, so you have to, in order for things to grow, you need to water it. Scorpio, you've been watering your garden. You've definitely been watering your own garden. Go the distance. 4 and 7 break down to an 11, which is a very spiritual number, which means keep your thoughts positive because you're manifesting things real quick. So, you want to keep your thoughts positive because that's what you're manifesting in. And I'm talking about your thoughts and manifesting, and look, you've got the round and round, but look where it starts, right in the center, right here is where this spiral starts. Round and round. If you don't listen to your intuition, if you don't go the distance, you will repeat a cycle. You've already learned from that cycle. It's painful. See? Oh, what'd I say? Look at the bottom. Never-ending story. The bullshit will go on. You don't learn. Alright, Scorpio. Clean up my mess. Put these cards back. I like the other deck that I was using. I burned through that whole incense just on Scorpio. Wow. That's crazy. It went out already. Burnt all the way down to the stick already. But I better make it snappy. I only got 2 left until I get home. I buy these by the case. I have a distributor, and I get them really cheap. I think the case is like $50, but I get so many of them. And when I buy it by the case, they give me a bunch of free samples too. Work perks. Even though I took the store off my website, because I'm not gonna sell anything, I decided not to. I could still use my distributor for my own purposes. Which is good. Sagittarius, you're up. Sag. You need a change of scenery, Sag. Sagittarius, you need a change of scenery. I feel like you're getting uncomfortable. It's almost like you feel like nobody can understand you where you're at. Like nobody understands you. You feel so misunderstood. You know, Sag, I feel like... yeah, I feel like you feel so misunderstood. It's like the more you try to explain yourself, the more misunderstood you are. Maybe that's the answer, Sag. Maybe stop trying to explain. My handset went out. I could tell. I don't feel connected. But I still feel that way. Oh, it's kind of sucky. You know, my son's a Sagittarius. So whenever I do Sagittarius and it comes out like that, I feel sad for him. Although whenever I play my readings back for him, he's like, oh no, it don't make sense to me. I'm like, yeah, okay. You feel misunderstood. It almost, you know, it's starting to feel lonely. It almost feels like people are getting offended by things that you're saying when they shouldn't be getting offended. Like, you can't understand, why are you getting offended? I'm speaking my truth. Why are you so offended? That's what it feels like. Like, you feel like everybody around you can speak their truth and be understood, but you can't. You're almost feeling like an outcast, almost. That's what it feels like. Oh, it's sad. Girl, you can call me anytime and talk. Especially now I know you feel like that. Feeling like an outcast, feeling like you don't belong. Even in a place where you always felt like you belonged, all of a sudden now you're starting not like you don't. You're evolving is what's happening. And I think you're just not understanding what's going on around you. But what it is you're evolving. Your soul's evolving. You've got this, I'm sorry, baby. You've got this evolution happening within you, like inside of you, where you're not resonating anymore. It's not you. You're just not resonating with these people anymore because you're evolving. They are not. And so where they are and where they vibrated, you once did, which is why you fit in at that one point. But now you're evolving. This should make you feel better. It's painful. It's definitely painful because we grow up these growing pains. We grow past people. We grow beyond people. And it's not to belittle them because we're all on our own personal journey. This is personal to you. But the more tuned into your own self you become, the more you just don't resonate with other people anymore. And that's painful because you hold these people dear to your heart. Just not resonating anymore. So it might be lonely for a while until you start meeting up with and collaborating with and engaging with people that you resonate with again. You're just not on the same frequency as them anymore. It's all that is. And so they're not understanding you. They're not. You can say the same exact words in the same sentence this year that you did 2 years ago. But the vibration, like the way it comes out, the frequency that it's delivered has changed. And because the frequency has changed, the understanding of it from another's perspective has also changed. They don't resonate anymore. It's nothing less than that. You're in a beautiful transition right now that feels incredibly uncomfortable, and it don't look so beautiful to you. But the end result of it is. Patience is definitely required. It's needed. Patience with yourself. Because I think you lose patience with yourself. I'm seeing you just giving yourself a great big hug because you need it. You need to soothe yourself. You need something soothing. The best option for you right now, Sagittarius, and you might have to get yourself comfortable and settle into the idea of this, but it's the fastest through this. It's uncomfortable. It's okay. The good thing about this, Linda, is you can always go back and watch it, and I'm going to timestamp it later, but this is important. It's really important, as uncomfortable as this may seem. It's really important to sit alone right now. You don't want to sit alone. You don't want to be alone. You don't want to be alone with yourself. I feel like when you sit alone with yourself, you feel antsy. But you need to sit alone with yourself and work through this. Because this is happening for a reason. This is your soul's growth. This is for your soul's growth. You're just evolving past others that you just don't resonate with anymore. And you've got to ground this energy because it's making you uncomfortable. So you got to find time to sit by yourself, Sagittarius, and allow this process, as uncomfortable as it is. Sag. Oh, painful. This is definitely a painful process for you. It's uncomfortable. You don't want to leave things behind. You don't want to detach from people. But I feel like you're being called to be on this journey. And it's a solo journey. But it's so for your soul's growth. And it's so hard for you to see that right now. I'm hearing hide from the world. Like you don't like the way it's changing. Yeah, you don't like the way this is changing you. And it's like you got hidden emotions, like you're keeping things to yourself. It's almost like you're turning to the moon, the universe, whatever, looking for guidance and looking for answers. And that's exactly the position your guides want you to be in. It's uncomfortable. Definitely uncomfortable. Completely isolated. Yeah, baby, I know. This is going to, okay, your guides are all over this. Your guides are all over this. You're going through this for a reason. This is your soul's growth. This is your, it's time for you to evolve. You've had other people evolving around you. I feel like a lot of you have been curious about the spiritual journey. And now you're getting into the heavy aspects of it. And this shit, not fun. Ask me, I know. Unfinished symphony. Your soul's evolving. You're not done growing. Your soul's evolving. And when your soul evolves, so do your circumstances. By the book. Another 11. This is a spiritually guided. This is a spiritually guided. You're on a journey. It's spiritually guided. And it's so important for you to think positive right now. Yeah. Okay. If you keep going on this journey, okay? You're evolving past the people that are around you. It's not that you don't get along with them anymore. It's just they don't see things the same as you anymore. You're just vibrating higher. So you have to keep moving forward. You're going right into your new community, your new soul tribe. You're finding the people that can resonate with you, because the people that you used to resonate with, you just don't anymore. And it's because you're evolving, and it has nothing to do with them or you. Like, this isn't anything to look down at anybody for. Like, nobody should be looking down on you. The people that you're evolving past are not on the same journey. Like, they're not going through the same level of growth as you are spiritually. So they may look at you or your changes in a negative way, but that's because they haven't evolved. You may be looking at them like, I understand why you feel in the way you feel, but I'm evolving. So I still love you and I send you love, but I have to go this way. Because everything you thought these people were, they're not. And it's not to say anything bad about them. They're just not on the same path as you. You're just not resonating with them the way you used to. And it's because you have evolved. They have not. So you're still getting the 3D side of them. Yeah. Oh, I've already done that. All right, Sag. I hope that made sense. Capricorn. My incense went out. I'm glad it went out and not died. So we've got Capricorn, Aquarius. 3 more signs. Come on, Kim, you can do it. I get burned out quick. 3 more signs. Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces are next. All right, Capricorn. What am I getting for you? Capricorn. I'm hearing that song, Can You Stand the Rain, from New Edition. You know, it's like, I feel like when it comes to a particular situation, you're welcome, sweetie. When it comes to a particular situation, whether it's a person, job, whatever, I feel like everything goes well, smoothly. Everything is going well, smoothly. But there may be a question like, but what if it doesn't? Will things still maintain? Will things still balance out? Will they, it's not what I want to say. If the bottom falls out, will you still be here? Or are you going to dip? That's what your concern is. If things don't work out, are you going to turn your back on me? It's a big question. Capricorn, you might have to be facing or dealing with your own insecurities right now. I think your own insecurities may be testing you right now. Can you stand the test of time, is what I'm hearing. Or can it stand the test of time? See, Capricorn, you guys will ride shit out until the wheels fall off. But I think you're wondering if anybody around you, or the people around you, or the person that you're dealing with, or whatever, if they can also do the same. And I think you question that. I think you question somebody's ability to stay. Hey, neighbor. I think you question that. Somebody's ability to be just as dedicated and loyal to something as yours. You wonder. I'm also hearing you say, is this even right for me? And I'm also hearing stuck in the mud, like you got yourself stuck in something. Capricorn, where'd you get yourself stuck in? I'm seeing like somebody stepping, they got a boot on and stepping into mud and then going to pull their foot out and the boot stayed. The foot came out of the boot, but the boot stayed in the mud, like, really stuck in there. You feel stuck in something. God, you're kind of hard to... You might be confused by this too. Your reading is a little confusing, Capricorn. I'm hearing fidgety. Could be fidgety. I feel like you're fidgety. Oh shit. The parking here is only free until 10. I didn't realize I was this far into this. It's 10:43. Oops. I've been here since 8:30. Or 8, something like that. I don't even know when I started this. This video's been going on for a while. It's a couple hours long, I think. Capricorn, you feel distracted. You feel distracted. I feel distracted trying to tune into your energy. And I don't want to be. Because I have your sign and 2 more to do, and yours is holding me up. It's almost like you can't get your thoughts together. I think you're worried about a whole bunch of different things. And I feel like it's affecting you, and I feel like you're worried about how somebody else is going to handle it. Like, okay, like I got all this stuff going on around me, and it's disrupting your natural flow, and wondering if other people around you can handle that. That's what it feels like. Capricorn, what's going on? Transfer transformation. You're going through a change. Something is changing. Something's ending. Something is going to be different. And I think you're wondering if people around you can handle it. The Star. You know, I feel like you're trying to nurture something that's important to you. But I don't think you're looking at the problem that's behind you. I feel like you got something going on behind you that you're trying to transition away from or change about this, but I feel like you kind of feel stuck in it. There's something about your past that you feel stuck in while you're trying to water something new. But it's almost like because you feel stuck in this past thing, you're wondering if this new thing can tolerate the fact that you're stuck in this past thing. Ugh, that's a lot, Capricorn. Sheesh, no wonder you were reluctant to say it. Some people may, some people may not. Yeah, your new journey, taking a risk. This is very Capricorn because it's Pentacles. It's like you're trying to protect. It's like you're trying to protect what you had while watering. See the shelter? It's like putting that stone over the top. This is stuff that's already grown. This is stuff they've already had. Protecting it from the rain. But they ain't protecting themselves or anything else around them from the rain. Just what they've had. Excuse me. This rain is actually watering what's new around this thing that they're protecting. So it's almost like, can the new thing stand the rain of the old thing that they've already grown? Interesting. Oh, Capricorn. It's emotional. Like, I feel like there's... Wow, that's crazy. Yep. Check this out. See this to the sea? There's a compass that's pointing that way. She's going towards the direction she's being guided to go. But look, those are binoculars where she can turn around and look back. Turning around and looking back. But see how she's moving forward? She's sad moving forward. So the person that she's heading towards, or the direction that they're heading towards, whoever is on this side of this, that the direction that she's going, whoever's sitting here, she's wondering, can they tolerate the fact that she keeps looking back in her binoculars, keeps trying to protect that old thing? Wow. Very interesting. Yeah. The bottom of the deck, you got leg up. Like an advantage. The advantage that I think you have here is that although you are nostalgic about the past, it's still iced out. And this new thing is actually a lot more fun. So it's making it easier to move away from that thing that you're keeping close to you. because this new thing is just more fun, and it kind of distracts you from that old thing. Wow, Capricorn, that was kind of sad. All right, Aquarius. Where are we at, Aquarius? Same bullshit, different day. Okay, Aquarius. Same bullshit, different day. That's funny. This thing keeps trying to fall off. All right, same bullshit, different day. I actually, you know, this isn't like a real piercing. I have to go get my nose re-pierced. My nose was pierced. And then one night in my sleep, I ripped the shit out. And when I woke up in the morning, it was closed. And I just haven't been back to get it re-pierced. So instead, I got these stupid little things that you just put on there. Because I do like a nose ring. But I haven't been back to get my face pierced by anything. All right. Aquarius. Same bullshit, different day. I feel like you're treading carefully, Aquarius. I think you're trying to stay lighthearted, but I think you're treading carefully. I think you're treading carefully because I think you can see the potential to make mistakes. And you don't want to make any mistakes. Let's see. Aquarius. It's like I hear you saying, I can't keep focusing on this thing. Whatever this thing is, you can't keep focusing on it. It's distracting you. You might feel distracted. I think it's easy to distract you right now. And you're aware of it. It's almost like you got to put extra focus into being focused to avoid a disaster. But I think this is coming from just overwhelmed, like really thinking too much. Like you thought yourself into this place, is what it feels like. Worry, anxiety, overthinking, inconsistency. I'm also hearing inconsistency. Oh, you know, usually Aquarius are pretty good at drawing out plans and following plans. You know, Aquarius are, to me, one of the genius zodiac signs. Like they have this genius about them, you know. The ability to organize and plan and think things through. And so I feel like Aquarius is struggling with even staying focused. I'm struggling with focusing on this. I usually take on the energy of the sign that I'm reading for. And I feel like you're having a hard time focusing. Where you may have had organized thoughts, I think they're not so organized right now, and it's kind of irritating you. It's kind of frustrating you. I don't think you feel organized. Yeah, I'm gonna move on because it's gonna keep me stuck. You may feel stuck, you may feel stagnant. That's how I feel. I have to break out of that right now. Keep that to myself for a second, because I don't know if I'm right. Aquarius. You know, Aquarius, I think you got yourself into a really uncomfortable position trying to protect certain aspects of yourself, certain things that you have, certain things that you did or said. And I think it's becoming it's becoming too much. Yeah. It's getting to be too much. Because I feel like the problem is growing. It's almost like you keep watering the problem, and the problem is growing. And you're watering the problem by continuing doing, it's like you're doing the same things that didn't work before. It's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, looking for a different result, and it's driving you crazy because you can't figure out why you can't figure this out. And so you're hanging on to an old way of doing things. You keep watering it, you're holding on to it, and it's driving you insane because it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. I don't feel like you're sharing this with anybody. I think you're keeping this to yourself. I think you're losing passion or drive for things. Or you're trying not to. I don't know. You have a very confusing energy right now, Aquarius. Maybe you're yeah, it's about your stability and how you interact and engage with people. It's not the same. It's changing. Gossip could be a big issue too. Yeah, here we go. That Four of Cups came out again with the blood on the hands. Gossip could be a big issue for you. So if you're a gossiper, Aquarius, if you're the type to gossip, I feel like that part of you's got to change for sure. You got to change that. Because your surroundings are not going to change. That's just for some of you. But yeah, you got to change something that you're uncomfortable changing. You keep doing it over and over and over again. It's like you keep banging your head on this wall because you're repeating patterns. Time for a nap. Time for a nap. Like you've got to dead it. Yeah. Okay, if you continue on the path that you've been continuing on, you're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel left out, right? Look. Orphaned. You know, I feel like some of you want to go back home. But I'm hearing burn bridges. There was no balance there. Burn bridges. I feel like you may have burned some bridges, Aquarius. You may have. And I think you're missing the way things used to be. And they can't go back to that anymore. But you're not changing the way you do things. It's like you want things to be as comfortable as they were at one point, where you felt grounded, where you felt balanced, where you felt like you were at home. You want that. But you're not changing what it is that you're doing to get that. And as a matter of fact, I think you're burning bridges, making it impossible to go back that way. Oh. I think you need to work on that, Aquarius, no? All right. Last incense. Very last one. Very last sign. Pisces. Pisces. Give me something good, Pisces, so we can end this on a good note. Hold on. Very last sign. We made it. Then I'm going to go home, rip this from Facebook, and upload it to YouTube. I'm going to learn how to stream on multiple platforms so I don't have to do that. Kill two birds with one stone. It's my goal. All right, I'll figure. I think I found instead of using OBS, the program that I have, which is a pain in the ass, really. I think I found something else that'll work way better. All right, Pisces. Pisces. Damn, you too, Pisces. It's like all my woes. Fuck. All your woes, Pisces. What in the hell? Worry. I'm hearing worry. Concern and worry. Could be worried about a particular outcome to something. Also hearing test results. For some of you, it could be test results that you're worried about. Some of you could feel like you're being slapped with reality. Like a reality check. Like you're getting a reality check. Hang on. The incense going out. I don't like that. You hear that revving? I think they're doing something. I don't know. Monster truck thing. Whatever. Yeah. Alright, Pisces. Oh. Be careful, Pisces. Some of you might be getting sick. Oh. I didn't like that. I got real uncomfortable just now. Like my stomach turned. I didn't like that. Pisces. You feel so uncomfortable right now, Pisces? What the fuck? I feel very uncomfortable right now, Pisces, with you. I'm like breaking out in a sweat. I'm getting really hot. My stomach is turning. I feel like I can't sit still. Oh, Pisces, be careful. Look, there's like so much going on around me right now. Like I'm feeling confused. It's noisy. You may be finding yourself in a really uncomfortable position, Pisces. I'm hearing terrified. Wow, this is big, Pisces. And this isn't going to resonate with all Pisces, so don't freak out. But you may get yourself or find yourself in a very scary position. Pisces, be careful on the road, okay? Be careful while you're on the road. There's so many distractions. Pisces, you need to be careful. You need to be careful. There's so many distractions around you right now that it's going to be really easy for you to get caught up in something, to get harmed by something, to get sick by something. Be careful. Luck is not on your side right now, Pisces. Wow, this shit's crazy. It's making me incredibly uncomfortable. I don't fucking like it at all. Be careful of your surroundings, Pisces. Some of you, not all of you. This is going to be different for all you Pisces. The energy's here, though. Some of you, there might be somebody out for you. Be careful. I feel really uncomfortable with you right now, Pisces. This is fucked. Hold on. I really just want to get out of your energy. like ASAP. My incense won't stay lit. This shit's crazy. I'm telling you. This is a really crazy energy, Pisces, and honestly, I can't wait to get through your sign so I can end it. I don't like the way it's making me feel at all, at all, at all. I feel crazy right now. Like every part of me wants to get out of this car and take the fuck off. I feel really uncomfortable. I'm distracted. You gotta pay attention, Pisces. Hold on. I need to ground this shit. I don't like it. Hold on, Pisces. I'm sorry. Okay. Pisces. Your nerves are fucking shot. You're gonna have to stay calm. Whatever this is, Pisces, you're gonna have to stay calm. Something's gonna freak you out. There you are. King of Cups is Pisces. Water sign. Something's gonna freak you out, Pisces. You might be getting some information, some news that rocks your world. Whatever. Fuck, I can't even. I'm dropping the fucking cards. They're falling out of my hands. This shit's crazy. My palms are sweaty as shit. I don't like this, Pisces, at all. You protect yourself. Spirit's trying to, yeah, that's the truth, look. It's the sword of truth. Sometimes it hurts. And here's Spirit coming in. Oh, I feel so uncomfortable, Pisces. Yeah, watch your step, Pisces. Jesus Christ. I don't like this at all. These cards can't even fucking... We're getting out of this. I'm gonna pull these oracle cards. I'm gonna end it, Pisces. I'm sorry. Your energy has me so fucking uncomfortable right now. I can't do it. Pisces. I really don't like your energy right now. Unfinished symphony. You know, 3 10s. 10 is the completion of something. The end, the end, the end. It's really important for you to stay grounded right now. This incense won't stay fucking lit. I'm not kidding. Like, this shit's crazy. I've tried to light that 3 times now. I've been burning incense through this whole thing. From Aries to Pisces, 12 signs. I didn't have a problem with any of my incense staying lit. This one, it won't stay lit. Your energy's off, Pisces. I'm telling you, shit's crazy. Be careful. This is a timeless read. So, don't freak yourself out by staying on edge. Really, you need to stay grounded. Learn. You gotta meditate, take baths. Take baths, clean your aura. You gotta do something. You're attracting bullshit. There's something about your aura. You're attracting. It's like a magnet, you know. You're attracting bullshit, and it's not working out. So, that's it. All right, guys. I'm done here. I need to go shake this shit off.